Hey friends, what's going on? This is David Potts with Song Notes, and today I have another quick riff lesson for you. And in this case, it's the song 2002, a brand new song from Anne-Marie. This is a fun arpeggio-based sound that works a few different skill sets, and I'm excited to sort of show those to you now, because even if you don't know this song, this is a fun one to just pick up and practice, to work on some finger picking skills or some muting skills or some rhythmic chopping of the strings here, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is capo on the 4th fret. And I'm doing that because it'll let you use these standard chord shapes, right? Open chords. We're not going to have to deal with any bar chords. So that's sort of a goal I have with this lesson. And next up, let's look at those chords, okay? So you see them here. Now the key I want to talk about is because we're finger picking, we're not going to be strumming the full C and the full G and the full A minor and the full E minor and the full F. Instead, what we're going to do is use our thumb on the bass note, our right thumb on the bass note of whatever chord we're playing, and we're going to use our index, middle, and ring fingers on the highest 3 notes. So refer to these tabs here. We basically have this C, okay, this G, this A minor, this E minor, and this F. Now this F, we don't need to bar it because we're only playing the lowest 4 strings, okay? But that's how you play the chords. And with that, let's look at the sort of overall structure of this song. So if I were to type it up simply, it would look like this. We're gonna be on C twice, break. C twice again, to G, and then A minor twice, break. Then to E minor and F twice, break to G twice, break to C twice, break, and then C 2 more times, and then break again, okay? So that's a sort of simple way of looking at things, and I'll show you the tabs for all that in a second. But really, I think it's important to understand the big picture of what you're playing as far as the different chord progressions here. So that same sort of explanation mapped out with counting involved would look something like this. And I find this a bit more helpful because really the counting of this song is important when it comes to the rhythm and getting some of the muting and some of the, the string tapping going here. So basically we're going to be breaking up the counting into, 4 counts per measure, but for each count, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to break each count into 4 notes, okay, 16th notes. So that would be 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and you probably can see where I'm going with this, right? If we were to take the C, it's going to be the first C is 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1. That's really the key characteristic of the sound of this song, is you have these 4-note arpeggios. We're finger picking with our right hand, okay? And we do that on the 1 E and but then on the 2 E, there is silence, there's nothing. And then the next arpeggio comes in on the and 3 E after the 2, okay? So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and okay? So that's the first thing. Notice how that applies on the first couple chords of each of these lines here, is you have that gap of the 2 E before the and 3 E and right? So that's an important thing to note. So with that in mind, we could listen to that whole riff again and sort of map it to the chords in this chart, and you can kind of see where this counting comes in. Notice how on the first of the 2 of the 4 lines, the last count, the 4 E and has a transitional chord, okay? First we go from a G down to an A minor, and the second time we're going from an E minor that's in between the A minor and the F, all right? So keep that in mind. Cool, the next thing I would talk about when teaching you this song is how to basically use a sort of muting sound or, a chopping sound with your right hand to sort of place them on the strings, to silence all the strings on the 2 count and on the 4 count. And that would sound like this: 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and the only time that you don't do that is on the 4 count of the first and second lines, where basically you have that transitional chord, because again, you can't sort of slap it if you're in the middle of doing an arpeggio, okay? And the next thing I would teach you even further still is this idea that after we do each arpeggio, we want to basically sort of lift our fingers off the fretboard, but keep them on the strings so that they kill the buzzing sound of the string. So listen to this. See how I made it stop? It was all with my left hand there. you can do that with any chord, not just the C. Now with the A minor, for example, I can pull my fingers off, but what's going to happen is this low A string is still going to ring. So what we're going to want to do is I can put my pinky down like that and sort of just tap the A string. Okay, or I can just sort of put my fingers like that. But again, the reason we're doing this is because after we play each arpeggio, we want to immediately kill the sound. Okay, listen to the difference of this versus this. Okay, and again, it applies for other chords. Okay, and if you combine that with the sort of rhythmic chop I showed you on the 2 and the 4 count, you get a really nice, consistent, percussive sound that's really subtle. Okay, so again, keep that in mind as you play through this as well. But otherwise, that's what you need to play this song. Here's the tab. It's on my website. Check it out, playsongnotes.com. Again, you can listen to audio clips of me playing this while you're practicing on the website. It's a great tool, and I want you to let me know if you have any questions or any suggestions for songs or little riff ideas you want me to do lessons for. But thank you very much for watching. This has been David Potts, and remember, I want you to pick up that guitar and play. Have a good day, my friends. Bye-bye.